Going to digitize a full-size diagram of butterflies on a barnboard background. This is the full-size paper diagram. First thing I'm showing here is setting up the four corners of the diagram. Here I've selected line as my tracing option. Then I switched over to arc. Very easy. I found with this diagram I'm mostly selecting arc and tracing. A good tip here is to save your work frequently. And when you save your work, it saves either as a DXF or a poly DXF, but it creates a file called *TIG. That file can be reloaded. If you have problems, you can reload the file where you left off at. Here I'm starting some of the internal tracing, sticking to the largest parts first. After that I'll go to the butterfly wings and start tracing them out. There's 3 sets. It's just a matter of tracing out each section. Select the method of trace you want, and in this case I've selected trace, and when you finish that section you press stop and that closes up the vector. I use a red pencil to mark off where I've started to do my trace, and that way I don't get a cross vector. It also helps to keep track of what you've completed. You can see here I frequently save my work, and we're into tracing out the butterfly wings. To trace out the wings, I've selected trace as my option. We're close now to finishing up our tracing, so what I'll do now is save this final file in a DXF format just to see how it's going to look. Now that I'm happy how it looks, I'm going to load that final DXF file into the CO2 Laser software. This is 150 watt CO2 Laser. Here I'm running the laser simulation software, and it's going to take about 19 minutes. The cut went well. Very smooth cutting. That's a nice barnboard panel to cut. As I mentioned earlier from the simulator, the cut took about 19 minutes, and when I picked it up the parts just fell away. Excellent cutting. Placed it on an oak background, and then I placed it in front of a patio door, but I think it looks best with a white background.